Hello, welcome to the last case of John Morley. This is a demo of the game, but I absolutely love a detective story, so hopefully this is going to be something that is perfect for me. Let's get straight into it. Last day in the hospital. The piercing light of the morning sun stirred John from his restless sleep. For months, strange nightmares had plagued him, and even the strongest sedatives couldn't dull the weird visions that haunted his mind. Another day in this wretched hospital. His wounds still ached, but he felt no regret. Despite the accident, he'd brought the culprit of those ghastly crimes to justice. After all, isn't that the duty of any good private detective? Okay, it's already intriguing. Why are we having strange nightmares? Is that related to the case?
The name's John Morley, private detective, and today is a momentous day. After enduring the most exquisite tortures at the hands of those blasted nurses, and being pumped full of enough medicine to fell an ox, today I'm finally free. Who would have thought that the case of the Red Shoes murder would end the way it did? A stormy night, soaked to the skin, wrestling that brainless killer on a rooftop. Then a slip and a 5-story plunge.
Oh, that's what happened.
It appears you're awake at last. We had considerable difficulty rousing you earlier this morning, so I deemed it best to let you rest a while longer. I bring you good news. The latest test results are favourable, and the doctor has authorised your discharge. You are now officially ready to go. I have placed your belongings on the table. Oh, and a lady stopped by this morning with some clothes from the dry cleaner.
Thank you. Are you actually really nice? As a detective, I feel that I should be suspicious of everybody. Okay, I would like to ask you about my nightmares.
I've been having nightmares.
The doctor has prescribed some medication that should help address any residual effects. This should assist in alleviating your nightmares.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. I wonder what else it does to me, though. How about my belongings? What have I got?
My belongings? I thought everything was already in the room.
There are a few valuables and some coins we kept for safekeeping. They are in the box on the table.
Oh, good. You didn't steal from me. Who was the woman?
A woman brought my clothes from the dry cleaner. Was it Penny?
I couldn't say. She arrived quite early, before my shift began. I've placed the garments in the wardrobe to keep them from getting wrinkled.
Oh, okay, I think you actually are nice.
So I'm better now.
Yes, you are much improved. Both your physical and psychological assessments have been satisfactory, and there are no impediments to your returning to your normal life. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have other patients to attend to. I wish you all the best.
Oh, thank you. Right. A new key clue unlocked. Ooh, open the case files, view character information and clues. I'm getting a slightly Sherlock Holmes vibe from this. We have the medical discharge note, patient copy. I'm patient, well this is for patient, I assume it's me, number 5567 in room 27 on the 3rd of February 1945. Interesting date to be a detective. And it's my discharge resolution report. Following surgical intervention on the prefrontal cortex and subsequent recovery, the patient's physical and psychological evaluations have returned satisfactory results. No impairments have been identified that would inhibit the patient from resuming normal daily activities. The following medications have been prescribed to manage potential residual symptoms. Chlorpromazine? I don't know what that is. The patient is advised to adhere to the dosage instructions provided and to attend any scheduled follow-up appointments. Oh, okay. I had surgical intervention on my prefrontal cortex in my brain. Okay. So we, upon completion of the final tests over on the other side, and provided that the patient reports feeling physically and mentally prepared, medical discharge is advised. No post-operative complications are anticipated at this time. Continued observation during recovery is recommended. to ensure patient stability. Okay, who's going to be keeping an eye on me then? Are these my things? Oh, I can
Story of
move
my
towards
life.
it.
Nearly broke.
Oh. Okay, I'm not like a wildly successful and rich private detective then.
That's me, the bloodhound Morley.
He sounds a bit fed up. So all I have is my business card and a few coins. That's all I've got to my name. I guess these are mine. I might need to put that
Trench coat
on.
and fedora hat. Every detective's must have.
That is true, and it is Monday the 5th of February 1945.
Blimey, it's nearly noon. I must have lost track of time in those blasted nightmares. I better get dressed. The hospital gown that ties in the back doesn't exactly scream professional.
It doesn't really, does it? I think we better not go outside like that, otherwise we're going to end up back in the hospital. But what's
There's
this?
notes from Penny, my secretary. She must have left it here a few days ago while I was still under observation.
Sorry, but I just can't keep going like this. You've been laid up in that hospital for ages, and I've been left skint, with no wages coming in for months now. Oh no, Penny. Before, with the state you were in, I couldn't bring myself to say anything. I thought it best to let you get better in peace. But the other day, Dr. Fauna rang and said they were finally going to let you out, so I figured it was time to tell you. I haven't been to the office in a month, and believe me, I'll miss Hawthorne Street and that old mouldy brick building of ours, but I've got to move on. And you know, even before the accident, you still owed me 3 months' pay. Oh, sorry, Penny. Peter and I are planning to get married, and I need some stability. I hope you understand. I've left my key under the doormat. I've paid the water and electric bills, so those are in your hands now. Goodbye, John. I wish you all the luck in the world. P.S. A few days ago, an older woman came by asking for you. I told her you might be back at the office this afternoon. She seemed quite eager to have a word with you. Penny. Well, I don't have a secretary anymore
Damn
then.
it, Penny. I don't blame her, though. I'm a right mess. I've managed to lose the only 2 things that kept me grounded. Her sound advice, always spot on, and the faint hope that she might dump Peter and give me a chance.
Aww. I've lost my secretary and my potential future girlfriend.
Rainy and overcast. Typical London weather.
That's fair. Okay, I need to get dressed. We need to get our life sorted.
So the mystery woman who took my clothes to the cleaners was Penny after all.
She does
Seems
care.
she's still got a soft spot for me. Could there be a chance I might win her over?
Maybe let's not try to steal her from her fiancé though. We have a full suit and a new shirt.
I usually use the Windsor knot.
Okay, there's my tie.
These do a fine job of hiding any belly. Can't complain about that.
Oh, do I have a bit of a belly?
Well-structured shoulders, nicely padded. Gives off an air of authority. Keeps the crooks wary and catches the ladies' eyes.
And my shirt. I did this in a weird order.
Looks brand new. The collar's pristine.
The note did say it was a new shirt. Oh, there's some books up there. Have I been reading in my hospital room? Okay, I need shoes.
I should get myself a pair of Darbys. Or brogues. They're much more comfortable. Besides, if I slipped, it was because of those damned hard soles.
Yeah, we should get some running shoes maybe.
Blimey,
notes.
what a fool I took onto that rain-soaked pavement. And to top it off, with that downpour, I ruined my best suit. But, well, that's all water under the bridge now. Quite literally.
Is that why Penny had to go and buy us a shirt? Because everything was ruined? So this is St. Dymphna's Hospital. This was my report, I guess my previous report, before they said I could go. Final review and conclusions. The patient has demonstrated satisfactory improvement in all pre-operative objectives. The surgical procedure conducted under protocol EDT-03 has been deemed successful in all respects. That's very mysterious sounding. Upon completion of final tests and provided that the patient reports feeling physically and mentally prepared, medical discharge is advised. Okay, that was what the other thing said as well. Right, I think we're ready. Unless I can have a wash. No, I can't. Polaris tablets. What are those? Okay. Out into the hospital. There's the toilet. Is there anything I can discover while we're here? It does look pretty gloomy out there. No, I don't need to go to the toilet. Let's go.
I'd better hurry up. Just like Penny says in her note, I might have a new client this afternoon. And with the way things are going, I can't afford to let that slip away.
Why does this look so creepy? Everything looks a bit kind of old and abandoned in here. This isn't the nicest hospital, is it? No offense. Okay, I can't talk to you right now, but thank you. Goodbye.
All right, let's get moving. Today's the first day of the rest of my life.
At last, back to the streets and the cold comforts of foggy old London. The chimneys filled the air with the familiar tang of coal dust, while the rhythmic hum of the small industries in Whitechapel, Stepney and Suffolk rang in his ears like a symphony. Soon he'd be seated in his cluttered, dusty office once more, ready for the next case, perhaps finishing off some forgotten bottle of whiskey tucked away in a drawer, and mourning the irreplaceable loss of his assistant, Penny. Oh, I think we'll get her back. That's my prediction.
Back again. Feels like stepping into a forgotten paradise.
Okay, it doesn't look too bad in here. What's on the wall? We have some war posters. Border collie puppies for sale. Yes, please. I want one. Healthy and playful. Contact your neighbour at apartment 3B. I absolutely want to do that. Can we really? We have a car advertisement. And halt the epidemic. Stop spitting, everybody. Okay, I think we have some actual old posters here. I'm guessing Charon's Staircase is a movie poster. The only thing I really care about here is the puppies. I would like to go to apartment 3B, please.
Everything's got that same old charm, and yet feels oddly new. This hospital stint's given me a bit of a new outlook. Maybe I'll take it a shade easier from now on, sticking to cases that don't demand a trip to the morgue.
Probably not, though. Live jazz, champagne, and scandalous nights in Soho. Where are the numbers for the apartments? What's this one? Madame Marquez, tarot reading and psychic visions. She looks a bit creepy. I don't think we want to go to that one. Oh, there's my office. But I don't know how to get to the other apartments. Otherwise, I would actually try to see if you can go into the one with the dog. I guess we can't. Peter Sanders, best-selling author, master of the mystery novel. This isn't based on a real novel, is it? I don't think so. London, a mighty mass of brick and smoke and shipping, great warehoused waters, venerable piles, bridges that arch to the foam-whitened, slipping tideways, and lights innumerable. By William Ernest Henley. I feel like the people that made this game are at least book fans. Oh, my doormat. With
Here
Penny's key.
Penny's keys. Just like it says in her note.
Detective Morley, Investigations Office. I kind of need to clean this door, don't I? That's not too bad. This is a pretty impressive office. What have I got on my shelves?
Even the coppers missed it. The slant on the letter E. That's what gave away the typist in the black letters case.
Oh, that actually sounds familiar. If this isn't a real book, I think they might have used some inspiration from other mysteries.
My files. Cases, clients, debts. Too many debts. Far too many.
Oh no, we need to get productive in this detective office. My umbrella.
The umbrella with a bullet hole. Souvenir from the marksman case. Nearly lost my hat on that one.
Okay, we've done some pretty risky things. Detective John Morley solves the sinister Black Letters case. For months, anonymous letters containing chilling threats tormented key figures in Parliament and the arts. With nerves frayed and reputations on the line, Detective Morley traced the source to an unlikely author and exposed a web of blackmail, obsession, and revenge. Oh. Okay, well done me. We've got a certificate from the Department of World Language and Literature. Okay, I'm a pretty successful person. Why have I got no money? Isn't that just typical? Detective John Morley uncovers the truth behind the widow's staircase. In a chilling turn of events, the mysterious accidents at the stone steps of Evermore Hall are finally explained. After weeks of investigation, Detective Morley revealed a shocking deception buried beneath layers of family secrets. I can't wait to see what our mystery is going to be in this game.
This one's a favourite. The jealous lover solved everything with a few blows from an ashtray. Brutal, but effective.
Okay, that's a violent one. We seem to be trying to piece together a case over here on this board. I wonder if I can use that later. My desk. We just have basically a typewriter, a few case files and some books. Okay, I have nothing interesting to see here. I have a big glowing motel sign outside my window. That's not ideal. That doesn't really fit with my detective vibe. What's this?
The case of the Red Shoes murder. One of the most complicated I've faced. Finally. Case closed.
This was my previous case. And,
the murder weapon from the cadaver collector case. Nasty business, that one.
I have a lot of murder weapons in this office, really, don't I? Detective John Morley has solved the case of the spurned mistress. In a remarkable feat of detection, renowned sleuth John Morley has brought a swift resolution to the mystery involving the death of prominent banker Thomas Rowland. Through keen intellect and rigorous investigation, wily detective has exposed the shocking identity of the murderer. Rowland's demise, initially shrouded in obscurity, has now been attributed to an unscrupulous former paramour bent on vengeance. Morley's success reinforces his status as an unparalleled master of deduction. So I'm quite well known. An unscrupulous former paramour. That's a weird way of saying he was having an affair with someone.
So this is Peter. That smug grin's got "punch me" written all over it.
This is Penny's fiance. Why didn't she take that with her?
Penny's desk. I ought to give her a ring and try to sweet talk her into coming back. If this new client brings in some decent dough, maybe I could settle what I owe her and use a little charm to win her over.
The desk has a label on it for Dr. Steele. Is that because this is a previously owned desk? She was highlighting things in her book, but I can't see what she was reading. The case of the Jade Mask. I love that there's so much backstory for John Morley. I really need to check whether this is an actual fictional detective. Detective John Morley solved the complex case of the Jade Mask, a seasoned investigator who has solved... This one's quite hard to read. This absolutely, exquisitely, I'm not sure, challenging case has captured something public interest for several weeks. And we've got some more certificates up on the wall. Okay, so how can I get in touch with this woman? What's this?
This case is worth its weight in gold. Everything you need for a portable lab.
Oh, this is very Sherlock Holmes. My portable lab. I've got a spare hat down there. Okay. What am I missing? Can we phone her? Penny didn't actually give me any clues about who this woman was.
My desk. Strangely tidy. Normally it's buried under papers, notes, bits of evidence. Penny must have wanted to leave everything spick and span before she walked out on me. Another one of my cards. But this one has my last name circled.
Why? There's nothing else on here. Oh, I can open the drawers
The
now.
drawer. It's locked. But there doesn't seem to be a keyhole.
Well, of course I have a mysterious desk.
Amazing how this little gadget can reveal the devil in the details.
A magnifying glass? I don't take that with me, I just keep it in my desk. Okay, can we now open the middle one? No. Aha. Can I use this as a key? Yes, I can. That's clever. We have
The
some magazines.
Scarlet Page. I trust Penny didn't go snooping through my things while I was away.
Oh,
Oh,
Hello.
My apologies, madam. I didn't hear you come in. I was a bit distracted.
Good afternoon, Mr. Morley. I trust your assistant informed you of my visit as promised.
My apologies. I was rather engrossed and didn't notice your arrival. To whom do I owe the honour of this meeting?
Lady Margaret Fordside, the 4th Countess of Bloomsbury.
Lady Margaret, could you tell me what brings you here today? How can I assist you?
She might
I
pay a
shall
lot.
endeavour to be as candid as possible. 20 years ago, when my daughter was just 18, she was brutally murdered.
Oh, wow.
It happened at our family estate, Bloomsbury Manor. Someone slipped into the house unnoticed, and upon reaching her room, delivered 5 fatal stab wounds to her chest, lungs, and heart.
Wow, what a start.
The police, eager to close the case, hastily blamed and condemned 2 violent thieves who clearly had nothing to do with her death. The investigation was closed, and justice was never served.
Well, we have to do something about that then.
I am prepared to offer you £30,000 if you take on this case, and a further £30,000 if you can solve it and bring the true killer to light.
Wow.
Tell me, Mr. Morley, will you accept this case?
Yes.
I understand your distress, Lady Fordside. But before I commit to anything, might I trouble you with a few questions?
By all means, Mr. Morley. Ask whatever you must.
Why now?
A case that's been cold for 20 years. You certainly don't make it easy for me, Lady Margaret. What made you decide to seek out a detective now?
For over 2 decades, I've fought tirelessly to have the case reopened, to prove that the real murderer escaped justice. But all in vain. Neither solicitors nor well-meaning police friends, nor even journalists hungry for a dark story have managed to uncover anything. Then one day, I read about your success in solving the case of the Red Shoes killer. Regrettably, I also learned of the unfortunate incident that left you hospitalized with grievous injuries. On the advice of your secretary, Miss Penny, I waited patiently for your recovery. And now, here I am.
Well, that's fair. So this has kind of taken over your life for the last 20 years. Who were the people who were actually arrested for this then?
Tell me about the men the police arrested. Why are you so certain they weren't guilty?
2 days after the murder, the police arrested a pair of violent thieves who were terrorizing the county at the time. Though they swore their innocence in my daughter Elodie's death, their criminal record completely undermined their defense.
Right.
Seizing the opportunity, the police locked them away for their other crimes, and the case was closed. But what has always struck me as suspicious is that nothing was stolen on the night my Elodie was killed. If those thieves were truly the culprits, why would they murder her and then leave without taking a single piece of silver? It doesn't add up, Mr. Morley.
It does not. The police are being lazy. Okay. Were there any witnesses?
Tell me, were there any witnesses? Did anyone see or hear anything?
It happened at midnight. The house was practically empty at the time, with only a few servants and a guest who was sleeping in the west wing. I was the only one who might have heard something, as my room was next to hers. Unfortunately, I had taken a sleeping draught and fell into a deep slumber.
Oh.
It is a decision I shall regret for the rest of my days.
Oh. Well, it wasn't your fault. To be honest, you probably would have just been murdered too. So, Bloomsbury Manor.
Tell me about Bloomsbury Manor. Do you still reside there?
After Elodie's death, I abandoned the estate. I couldn't bear to remain there, to live within those walls. Even now, when I visit the manor, it still feels as though I can hear her footsteps echoing through the halls, her voice humming that old melody, the delusions of an old woman who has mourned her daughter for far too long, Mr. Morley. No mother should ever have to bury her child. Should you accept the case, Bloomsbury Manor would likely be the best place to begin the investigation. I shall not impede your work, as I now reside at Bedford Square, in the heart of the city.
Okay. Might need to ask more questions though.
Well, I believe I have all the information I need to get started. I accept the case, and will begin the investigation immediately.
I'm pleased to hear that. My butler will bring you the £30,000 tomorrow morning. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have matters to attend to. Once you uncover the culprit, contact me at once, and I shall promptly deliver the remaining £30,000. Please, Mr. Morley, unravel this harrowing mystery that has tormented me for so long.
We will. I'm looking forward to getting stuck into it, to be honest. Shadows from the past. The visit from Countess Margaret Fordside was just what John needed, a case with all the right ingredients to stir his detective's instincts. An unsolved murder from 20 years ago, abandoned by the police in their incompetence, and a generous reward waiting at the end. What more could a man want on his first day back? It does seem a tiny bit too good to be true, to be fair. The journey to Bloomsbury Manor passed without incident, though the rough, neglected road, ravaged by years of rain and wind, made for an uncomfortable ride. He arrived under the cover of night. The place was quiet, like the ruins of an old tomb, forgotten and forsaken. Oh, this is going to be a creepy place to investigate. Very atmospheric. It's taken like a Gothic twist.
As I made my way through the dense forest path, a haunting silence enveloped the air. It was as though the very night of the crime still lingered here, shrouded in an eerie calm. The manor stood before me, its facade as inscrutable as the shadows that danced in the moonlight. Every step I took felt like a step deeper into the heart of a mystery that refused to be forgotten.
Ooh. Okay, I like this already. It's actually quite pretty, slightly terrifying, but quite pretty. Is this gate going to be open? Oh, good. Yeah, hopefully we have any keys that we might need. Some quite creepy noises happening, but I think that's just distant animal sounds. At least there's a little bit of light in here. The electricity is still on.
Not a sound. The stillness feels heavy, like it's hiding something.
Westland Asylum, place of hope and healing. At Westland Asylum, we believe that the path to recovery begins with compassion, understanding, and the most advanced techniques of mental health care. Our institution offers a tranquil haven for those seeking respite from the trials of the mind. Why was there a brochure for Westland Asylum here? Who were they thinking of sending there? The mother? Because she was grieving? Or the daughter? A broken mirror. What happened to this? That's a terrifying painting.
This painting, it's rather grim. There's something deeply unsettling about it. Almost like it carries a shadow of its own.
What are these? Westland Society of Fine Arts from 1923, so this is back before the murder. Your Ladyship, I write to you on behalf of the Westland Society of Fine Arts regarding the exhibition currently on display at our gallery, which features several works by your daughter, Miss Elodie Fordside. While we fully appreciate the remarkable talent and artistry evident in her work, it is with great regret that we must inform you a matter of concern. Several of the Society's patrons, particularly among the more sensitive members of our community, have found Miss Fortside's paintings to be of a highly disturbing nature. This is one of hers, isn't it, hanging above? We have received numerous complaints, with mothers remarking that the artwork has caused distress for their children, and some ladies reporting feelings of unease. There is a growing sentiment that the pieces are unsuitable for public exhibition, particularly in a space frequented by young and impressionable minds. It is with the utmost respect and consideration that we kindly request your ladyship to arrange for the removal of Miss Forsyth's paintings from the current display. We understand that this may cause disappointment, but we feel it is necessary to preserve the decorum and sensibilities of our gallery's visitors. We would be honoured to work with you in finding a more appropriate venue to exhibit Miss Forsyth's art, where her unique vision can be appreciated by a more discerning and prepared audience. We trust you'll understand our position in this delicate matter, and we look forward to hearing from you at your earliest convenience. And that is from Sir Arthur Wellesley, the Secretary at Westland Society of Fine Arts. Okay.
It seems Elodie had a passion for art, but her style wasn't exactly well received. Disturbing, from the looks of it.
Well, that is definitely interesting. Was she involved with something that ended up getting her murdered? I do now feel like the asylum brochure was probably for her, but her mother seems supportive.
A blue moon, fitting for a place haunted by its own secrets.
The lighting in here is so perfect. Can we light this?
Looks like the Countess left this for me. It could be useful for getting around the place.
That does seem useful. How do I light the lantern? Okay, here are our characters. You have Beth Kelly. Oh, I can find out about the nurse. She was Beth Kelly, age 32, and she is the head of ward at St. Dubna Hospital. She oversaw my recovery after I was badly injured. Steady hand and sharp eyes, but you can tell she carries the weight of the job. Now I make comments on people too, and we've got Countess Lady Margaret Forsyth. She is 68, an English aristocrat from a noble bloodline. 20 years ago, her daughter Elodie was brutally murdered. Now after all this time, she has come to me to finally put the pieces together and solve the case once and for all. If you look closely, you can see it in her eyes. She's been carrying the burden of tragedy for far too long. Ah, there we go. Who are you? You must unlock something. Somebody's using a telescope out here. Grand Exhibition Sculptures by Lord A. Forsyth.
It seems Lord Forsyth was a renowned sculptor, though his works were somewhat sinister.
Well, there seems to be a pattern here. He was exhibiting at Crystal Palace. And he had kind of creepy gargoyles. Right, there's quite a few statues in here. Ah, following the green light. My lady, I would kindly ask that once the midday service is complete, you grant me a few moments of your time in the library. Joan Merver, your housekeeper.
So, the housekeeper left a note for the Countess, asking her to meet here on the day of the murder. I wonder what truly happened during that encounter. Very well. Let's piece the events together, step by step.
Oh wow, okay, so we're going to get kind of ghosts of the past in green. Let's see what the next one is on the table over here. Oh, a spilt tea set.
Looks like someone arranged tea in the library that day.
But it didn't end well.
The housekeeper's cup is still here. Tea spilled across the table. She never got to drink it. Lipstick stains. Same shade the Countess wore when she visited my office.
So the meeting didn't go well.
An empty envelope. Did the housekeeper hand the Countess a letter?
And she got angry? Maybe flipped the cup? Or was the maid nervous maybe and dropped the cup? Yeah, all of these turn. Yeah, the paintings are really disturbing.
Another painting by Elodie. There's something deeply disturbing about her work.
That's the book.
Looks like this is the Forsyth family book, showing some of their ancestors.
So we have Sir Alaric Forsyth, 1798 to 1870. 1803, an astronomer and a romantic, oh, maybe that's his telescope, who saw in the stars metaphors for his loneliness. In 1842, during a total eclipse, he swore that the diamond ring around the moon was the spirit of his wife Eleanor, who had died giving birth. From that moment on, his telescope never ceased to aim at the sun, seeking to capture that eternal moment. Ah, we have quite a tragic past for this family. Then Lady Eleanor Fordside was born in 1842. She died in 1898. A shrapnel scar on her cheek, hands hardened by the iron and mud of Balaclava. Amid the roar of the Crimean cannons, her silver medical kit, now stained with gunpowder and memory, held not only wounds, but the hidden truth behind a colonel's death. They say she swore to protect that secret, and that the oath still lingers within these walls. Okay, we've got quite a lot of secrets and disturbing things happening in the family. Then we had Lord Cedric Forsyth, a man with a prominent nose and a wandering soul, whose steps trace paths where only blank maps had once lain. Cartographer to Queen Victoria, he devoted his life to naming the unnameable. Jungles that swallowed expeditions, rivers that erased borders, and villages whose names only he remembered. His globe, now cracked by time and the salt of 1,000 seas, bears between its meridians the scars of a man who preferred to get lost rather than return. Okay, that must be the globe that we've got in here. So he died in 1885, so we're getting closer to the current generation now. And Lady Isolde Forsyth was a pianist with ethereal hands and a drowned heart. After losing her beloved in the wreck of the SS Meridian, her nocturnes became unnamed requiems. Her final composition, Elegy in Blue, rests on the ebony music stand in the library. Its notes sketch waves that never kiss the shore, and its pauses echo the silence of a ring never given. Aww. Is literally everybody here is tragic. Okay, so for the past 3 generations, there have been terrible things happening here. Okay, so these 2 things, and the chair got knocked over as well. Was she sitting there?
2 chairs. One of them knocked over. It seems they met here. But something went wrong during the conversation.
I am very angry. After all these years of service, this is how you repay me? Walking away like this?
I'm sorry, madam, but the situation has become unbearable. My bags are already packed.
Yeah, maybe that letter was her notice. And then she left, putting her bag there.
The Countess threw the housekeeper out in a fit of rage. In her haste, the housekeeper forgot one of her bags. What was it that unsettled the housekeeper enough to abandon her post so suddenly?
Something to do with the artworks, perhaps? What clues does the fireplace hold?
Lady Fordside, still seething, burned something in the fireplace.
The letter? Are there any fragments left? Ah, there are. My lady, I have reached a decision, though it weighs heavily upon my heart to sever the ties that have long bound me to this household. Since the reign of King William IV, my family has served Bloomsbury with unwavering loyalty and steadfastness, marked by discretion and a faithful execution of our duties. However, there are limits to all things, and of late this house has been frequented by certain individuals whose presence is wholly at odds with the principles to which my lineage is so devoted. Oh, it is no coincidence that our family motto is Oblatus, signifying something offered or consecrated. We are vassals of an ideal, the custodians of the most deep-rooted traditions, and the bastions of the eternal values of our nation. This house has forsaken all of this, and you well know the reasons why. Please do not concern yourself. I too understand why you have allowed this. Rest assured, I do not judge you harshly, just as I hope you will understand my reasons. As my family says, Foster, best wishes, Joan Merver. Oh. Who was coming here then?
The housekeeper resigned. Seems something, or someone, troubled her greatly. Enough to break the long-standing family tradition tying her to this place.
Well, the mother could have mentioned that we had some questionable people visiting.
The Fordside family crest, a rampant dragon, a time-honoured symbol across European heraldry, particularly among the English and the Welsh.
Now, I think we are done with this room, but I'm intrigued by all of the statues, and I wonder whether turning all of them will make something happen, or if I need to know what order they should be turned in. I don't have any clues for that right now. If we just try turning everybody. I think that's actually all of them. Yeah, and then there's this one up here. So there must be some kind of pattern to them. Maybe they all need to face a certain way. Well, think about that one. Let's see if we can go in here.
The lock has been concealed. But this door must open by some other means.
Oh, I see a portrait of the Duchess up there. Yeah, I think that probably unlocks using these. So what should they all be facing? The globe, maybe?
A globe resting in a beautiful wooden stand.
Or the crest? Let's have another look around with the lantern, see if we can't uncover anything else that might be a clue. This is the elegy that was written by the ancestor of the murdered girl. There's a wartime medical kit up there. Yeah, they all need to face something that's important, don't they? So I feel like that's either going to be the globe or the crest. But let's just quickly check, because I didn't notice whether we could go in here. Oh, that's padlocked.
The door's chained up with a padlock. Looks like I'll need to find the key.
Anything else to see now that I've got my lantern in here? No, okay. It's definitely to do with the statues in here. So if this one faces forwards... And then if we turn... You say you're facing... Oh, these are the ancestors. She is the one that has the scar on her face. Oh, do they all need to turn to face the things that relate to them in the room? So the woman with the scar on her face, she was the one who wrote the music, right? Her silver medical kit. No, she was the one with the medical kit. Oh, it's her medical kit. Okay, so she needs to face the medical kit. Sir Alaric is the astronomer. He needs to face the telescope. The guy with the beard is Cedric Fordside. He is the one that needs to face the globe. And Lady Isolde is the one that needs to face the music. Not in that way, though. Okay, so this guy with the beard, he's facing the globe. So actually, pretty much straight, I think, for him. You should face your medical kit, though, which is over There. Bit more. There. And you're going to face the music that you wrote. And you need to face your telescope. Can you go any further than that? Yeah. That is a clever way of locking your door. I see the key hanging up there. Ah, is that the husband?
This must have been some sort of private study for the Countess.
Small, but still fancy.
This looks like the key to the main hall. Could be my way into the heart of the house.
Okay, let's keep that.
Lady Margaret and a young woman. I suppose it's Elodie. They look happy. It was undoubtedly a better time.
Yeah, Elodie in particular looks happy. What happened?
Elodie was committed to a psychiatric facility.
Yes, I knew it was going to be her.
She supposedly recovered from whatever ailed her.
I'm writing to you as the attending physician of Ward 2 to provide an update on your daughter Elodie's progress. It is with great pleasure that I report her notable improvement. Elodie now confides that she no longer experiences dark thoughts. Most importantly, the nightmares have subsided, and she has begun to communicate more amicably with her fellow patients, a crucial step in her recovery. Elodie has also asked me to relay a request. She would like you to bring her amber necklace when you visit this Sunday. I will continue to keep you informed of her progress. Respectfully, Dr. Mulder, Chief Psychiatrist at Westland Asylum. Did they put her in an asylum because of her paintings? Some envelopes in that one, but nothing I can read. Can't open any of the other desk drawers. I suppose we'll go through that main part then. I already feel sorry for Elodie. But who ended up murdering her? Who were they inviting to the house? I feel like it's going to be something the Countess and her husband, or maybe the Countess or her husband did. Wow.
That cold, old house had begun to give up its secrets. For a fleeting moment, I thought I heard the voice of a young woman, softly humming a tune. And then it hit me, clear as a gunshot in the dark. A ghost from the past was ready to speak. A tale of love and dread. A mystery begging to be solved.
Oh, that's the end of the demo? No, I wanted to play more. Thanks for playing our demo. Really appreciate you taking the time to try it out. Your feedback and support help us to keep improving. If you enjoyed the experience, we'd love a quick comment or a wish list ad. I really did enjoy the demo. I think this is going to be a really good game. I'm very intrigued by the case and what actually happened to Elodie, so I definitely want to get this. Also, it's just really pretty, really atmospheric. I like the puzzles that we've been given so far. It's not too hand-holdy either, which I like. So that puzzle with the statues was really satisfying, but it didn't sort of point it out too much that was what you needed to do. So yes, I will definitely be getting this game when it comes out. Hopefully we don't have too long to wait. So I hope you enjoyed watching the opening of The Last Case of John Morley. If you liked this video, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. And if you like sort of this style gothic-y detective stuff, hopefully we might be able to get some more of that too. So also consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye.